Hello learner, welcome in our class today. In this session we are going to discuss advanced spreadsheet. We are going to see how we can work with spreadsheet programs, example being Microsoft Excel. This is one of the most popularly used spreadsheet application. We have many other applications, spreadsheet applications, but in our case we are going to work with Microsoft Excel. So first we are going to see how we can format, and then we are going to see what other activities that we can do on a document in Excel. So formatting, we are going to format cells in our first case. So we are going to open our Excel program. So in this application, how do you apply table styles in cell range? So auto formatting in Excel, you do it under format, then you either do auto fitting or auto fitting either to rows or column heights. For example, if you have something like a date of transaction, you can see it is not fitting in the cell. So you can either fit it to the auto fit to the width like that, or you can auto fit to the height. If you were to fit to the height, then you would have to wrap so that it can fit in that height. So that is auto fitting, which is so, and in that case, if there are a number of cells that the data you would like to auto format, and then you would have to select across all of them so that they can auto format accordingly. And condition of formatting, you are going to do it from home. Condition of formatting highlights the cell rules, and then that is from home. Condition of formatting, select cell roles, and then accordingly you choose the kind of role that you would like to apply to your cell. We are going to see that as we move on. So creating custom number formats, you do that from home, then number, and then the number. So you go home, number. So under number you can choose from there the kind of formatting that you would like to carry on. So in that box, in that dialog box that comes up, you can choose the kind of numbering that you would like to work with here, or you can define your own numbering that you would like to use there. So functions and formulas. So a formula is an expression which calculates the values to give you some expected result. And an example is like the one that we have here. So we may have some number. Like you can see them here, 2, 3, 5. Let's see, 2 and 3. And then you write a formula here, equals the value in so a formula must always start with an equal sign. So the value in the cell A1, which is the one at the very top, you add the value in A2. The cell can be written in lower or uppercase. It will still go to work. A2. If you enter, you can see what you have gotten. You have gotten the same result as we have here. So you can use a function, so the same result, but now using a function. A function, you can either write it equal sum, and then you specify you want to add the value in A1 and the value in A2, or if you want, did I get it right? In A2, not A20. Yeah, did I? Yeah. And again, you can sum from there, and the summation you can click one by one, like that, or you could write a whole range. Instead of separating them with a comma, you just separate them with a semicolon, meaning the first and the last cell. So in case you are adding more than 2 cells, 10, 20, then you would need to use a colon in between the first and the last cell, so that anything in between the 2 cell range can be added up or calculated using whichever function you are working with. In this case, we are using sum. To enter a formula, you just write equals, and then the formula you write it the way you want it to work out. So a function is a predefined formula that has been set in the application. You just call it for execution of whatever calculation you want to work with, like sum. Sum is a predefined formula for summing or for adding up numbers. We have other functions like min to find the mean of 2 numbers. We have so many others that we are going to come as we move on. We are going to come across as we move on. And something also to note, that if you change a value, whichever calculation you had made using a formula or a function will also be reflected. This is the reason why it is not advisable to say you are adding 1 and 3. It is still going to give you the result, but now in case the cell, one of the cells that was used in a formula changes, and then where you added using numbers, it will not change. It is only where you had a formula or a function that the changes are going to reflect. So a formula can be made using cell numbers. You can even modify your formula to look something different. Can you see? Even a sum, you can sum that, and you add even a number, it is still going to work. You can add cell addresses, the values in specific cell addresses, and you can also add a number in a formula, in a function as well. The operator precedence, you know, board mass. Board mass means brackets are going to be executed first, and subtraction should be the last to execute. Like you had come across that area in our basic mathematics, and the same is going to carry out here. So brackets, if you wanted to make some execution to happen in a given way, then you would have to specify. Maybe you may need to use formula, you may need to use brackets. So let's do A1 times A2 equals A1 times A2 plus A3. Let's see what we have here. That is 5. But suppose we specify we want to do the addition first by enforcing that using brackets, then you are going to get a different answer. So you can see brackets are going to enforce addition before multiplication, which should not be if the brackets are not there, because of board mass rules. You can copy and paste the formula someplace. So here you can say equals A1 times 5. Let's see. If you copy that formula, you can see a dot at one of the corners here. Either I can copy like that and then select where I want to apply and paste it like that, or I can simply do something else. I can simply come click this dot at this corner here, click this dot, drag that dot down. What I have done is called feeding. Feeding means you are copying a formula from one location and adding that formula to another location. So you can do copy and paste formulas from one location to another like that. The same case with functions. If you saw a function in some location, you can copy that the same way you can do a formula to apply the same in other locations. Inserting functions, you can see where to insert from. So you can insert your function from here, or you can come here and insert your function from here, or you can simply go to formulas and insert your functions from there. So it is still going to lead you to the same location. The dialog box is going to come up, and then you can choose the formula that you are going to work with. Yes. We have so many formulas that we can work with. According to the list, you can see there is so many functions in our list. Can you see? We can categorize them either as financial, date and time, mathematics, so many of them in different categories. In each category there are many of them together, and the same here, they are the same that are listed here. Can you see? You have financial, logical, text, date and time, and more of them are here also. So in each category we have several functions that you can choose from. Now I want us to use one of the categories of date and time. So I want us to see later date someplace. let's say you write a date here. You write a date like 6 what, 6/23 2012, 6/23 2012, something like that. And then there are quite a number of date and times functions here, you can see here. So let's see, they want us to extract time in B2 and well, let's see the first one. I want to extract year, so come here and say maybe here I want to extract the year. So where is the year? Here I want to extract the year. Can I see year here? Yes, the year from here. Let's see what is going to be the year there. Well, the reason why I may have that kind of error is because maybe the type of let me just say whatever that is there is a date and time. The type of, I don't want to call it long date. Yeah, let's say it is a long date. The type of data that is there. So equals here. Let me see. Still cannot find that. It should give me, it should extract for me the year here. Let me say equals today. It has given me the date today is Wednesday. It has taken from the system. It is it has read the system date, which is that January 24th or 2024. So if you say equals year today, it reads from the system, the setting of the system, and display for you. Now you can see my function equals year. This has been able to extract my year there. And if I want to extract the equals A1 plus 5, let's see, equals this one plus 10, let's say it is 13. If you plus 10, so what you have pressed is the date. And you can do mathematical calculations on using date and time. So you can say equals the date. Let me try this. See whether it is going to work out for us. So here equals date. Let me write it the way it is. Year, the one that is up here. You press 4. Month, the one that is there you press 2, the one above there you press 9, or let's say you press 10. Let's see the whole of that. Okay, can you see the date is 3? You press the date is 3, so if you press the date, you press 10, it becomes 13. We are January, so the month you press 2, it becomes the third month. The day you press 10, the day was, according to above there, the day was 3, so you press 10, becomes 13. So yeah, the function has worked out well. So you can do some mathematical manipulation of date and time like that. You can even subtract date and time, you can sub like that. And then the next category I want us to work out with is mathematical, the rounding, counting, and summing, ranking, and if. Let's see whether we can find them in a specific category. Let me see. Under formulas, I don't know whether they are possible to find in a specific category. Where are they likely to be? Statistical. Yeah, you are going to find under statistical, you are going to find counting. The if is logical, so it is a mixture of categories. The formulas here, you are going to find, you are not going to find them in one specific category, but we can work with all of them. So I want us to work with rounding, counting, summing, ranking, and if. So for the case of rounding, let's have some number like 114 7261. So 114 76124, whatever. Let's see. Let me now round that. So I may insert a function for rounding. So let me look for the function. If you cannot find it in this list here, you can just type. Doesn't have to be looked in that function. You just say it be round. From all of them, you just find for me round. And then the number I want to round is the one immediate above. I want to round it to how many digits or number digits. Let me say 2. If you round it to 2, can you say it is going to become 114.76? If you round it to 1, if you round it to 3, you can see what is happening. So if I round it to 1, it becomes 0.8. If I round it to 2, it becomes 0.76. 0.3, it becomes 0.761. So if the next value is not greater than 5, then it may not be carried forward to it is just dropped. It is not going to be carried forward to the rounding figure. That is rounding. You can try with the different numbers, see what is going to happen. You can even round with a negative value 0. You can round down with a negative value so that it becomes 110. Negative means if this is not greater than 5, then it is dropped. So yeah, negative 2. If this is not greater than 50, then it is dropped to become 100, something like that. That is rounding. Rounding up, rounding down, what do they mean? So all of those you can find them there. So if I come here, let me say I want to find loud. So loud can be found rounding up, rounding down. Let me see, loud up. Let me see whether it is going to be there. Loud up is there. Loud down, you can also find also. It is also going to be there. So you can work with rounding up. So rounding up always rounds a number up away from 0. For example, 114, if you round up to 1, it becomes 0.8. To 2, it becomes what? If you round up to, let me try one of the examples that I was working with. I was rounding to that. Let me round up. Let's see whether it is going to give me a different value. Did it give me a different value? Let me see. Okay, yeah, it give me a different value. Yeah, rounding up doesn't follow the rules of the preceding number being bigger than. It will always take the value next and round and it to the rounding figure. So yeah, so even 72, if you round to 2, the 6 becomes, if you round to 3, the 1 also added to 6 becomes 7, like that. Rounding down is away from 0 towards 0. So this one, let's see. Can you see this one? The 7 has not been added up to 4 because we are rounding towards 0. You can try that and see whether it is going to work out reasonably. So that was rounding. Counting, let's see, we count numbers, so it is possible to count numbers. Let's see how we can count the numbers. So let's count all these. So we insert count. So let's see count how is so we are counting which numbers? All these. You can see there are 8. We can count if. That means if a given criteria is met, then they are going to be counted. So let's see, counting if. Count if. So count if, so the whole, but if they are greater than, so we have to introduce a criteria for counting. Let's say they be counted if they are bigger than 5. You can see there have been counted 4 that are meet that criteria. That is counting if s with multiple criteria. So it is the same as counting if, but now it is observing more than one criteria. So let's see. Again, count if s now. Count if s. The first criteria is going to be looked here. it is when they are greater than 5. The second criteria is going to be counted here if they are greater than 5 again. Let's see now whether that criteria is met. Where they were greater than 5 here, only 1. Where they were greater than 5 here, only 3. But now the one that has met 2 criteria is only this. So only 1 count where both criteria were okay. So only 1 count. So that was counting if, count if, else, and count if. So we can count blanks. Suppose in one of the cases we had a blank, there is nothing, and then you can see this is not counted. Yeah, they are not 7. The blank has not been counted. If you use count blank, then it is going to be counted as well. For example, let me see here, count blank. Count blank, and then count everything. It has only counted 1 blank. Oh yeah, sorry. Count blank, it is counting the blanks that are there. Count A. I don't know whether that is the one that counts even blanks. Count everything. Yeah. Oh, it did work. Are they 7? I don't know whether it worked out the way I wanted. I wanted to count everything. It's not there, so maybe later when I have it in mind, I'm going to let you know. So summation is working just like counting. You can sum a given range from A1 to A5, and the summation of them are going to be given you. We can sum if, that is, we are going to sum if a given criteria is met. You can see the way it is. So we are summing only if they are greater than 5, 9, which only 2 of them here are okay. So you can see the summation has been made of only 2 that are greater than 5, 9 I mean. You can sum if else, meaning we are looking for more than 1 criteria. So we are summing if a given criteria in A1 to A5 is green, and we are summing here, that is sum if. Sum if else is where we have more than 1 criteria. So we are looking for criteria in we are summing C1 to C5 if criteria in A1 to A5 is blue and green in B1 to B5, and only one that meets that criteria, that is the one that has been summed. So you can see it is working more like just counting. Ranking is another one. This one is going to give grading, or it is arranging the numbers according to you can just say grade the values according to how they are big. So So according to here, we are ranking from A1. The value A1 is the one we are ranking, and you are ranking from the group A1 up to A9. So we can try that out together. Let's see. Let me write it just like that. 1455. Let me say, just put it the way they have it. Doesn't have to be exactly like that, but let's just work with it the way it is here. Now we write the formula. We can just insert rank. So the number we are ranking is this one. The group we are using is the whole of it up to the last. The order here, they provided the order. Okay, we can work without the order, but it is necessary for actual grading. If you want to descend or ascend, you have to specify. You put 0 if you want to arrange descending, or any other number if you want to arrange ascending. So make sure if you are going to copy that formula down the rows, you have fixed the reference so that everything can be arranged with the reference not changing. Of course, it is the rows that you are fixing because we are copying down the rows in our case of ranking. But if you also fix the columns, there is no harm. You can fix even the columns. It is still quite okay, but what was must was fixing the rows A1 and A8, and then from there you can now copy the formula to the others. You can see 2109 has been ranked the same. So what we don't have is rank 3 because 2 of them has gotten the same rank. So that was about ranking. You can see we can do rank otherwise if you introduce the rank order, and we can work with the rank average. This is going to give you average of if two numbers has ranked the same. So it gives an average. So that was about ranking, and I think we have managed to follow that. Now I want us to see working with if. If checks whether a condition is met and return one value, otherwise it returns a different value. So in this case, small example here, it compares these two, whether the first one is greater than the second one. If that is true, then correct is the one that is returned. Otherwise, incorrect is the one that is returned if A1 is not greater than A3. So that is a simple example of working with if. You can work with if and if you want, where if A1 is greater than 10 and B1 is greater than 5, so both of them has to be true. Then if that is the case, then true, correct, otherwise incorrect. If this and this, both of them are true, that is when if is going to return correct, otherwise it will return incorrect. So or is going to return if either of the two comparison is true, then if will return correct, otherwise it will return incorrect. So we have more examples of working with if, whereby I would like us to see an example of nesting. Nesting means you are making comparison inside other comparison. For example, I may compare if this B2 is greater or equals to 20,000. If it is so, then good, otherwise poor. And these are different comparison. If now B2 is greater or equal to 10,000, which is, if true, that is going to return average, otherwise poor. But now, instead of doing comparison twice, you can do comparison the first time. If this B2 was greater or equals to 20, that would return good. Otherwise, if it is not greater or equal to 20, then another comparison inside now the first one would be compared now if it is greater than 10,000, so that it will return average, otherwise poor. So you can see the blue, the rent comparison has been hosted inside the bra comparison. So this is said to be nested inside the outer nest. This is the outer nest, this is the inner nest. And we can work out comparison. We can do nest more than that, just a one nest function. We can have several nest function. We are going to see that later. Some other functions that we can work out with is write, mid, trim, concatenate. So left returns what? Let's see. Left will return, concatenate will return something else. Let's see. I don't know how. Let me. The first example they have given us here is the concatenating. So two strings, if you concatenate them, they are going to return one. They are going to return one string. That is the meaning of concatenating. And direct method. Let me see. Direct method. Okay. Direct means you are concatenating without using function. You just say A1 and A2. You concatenate them. This is spacing. If the spacing, the amount of spacing that you would like to put inside the two, so you can. If you work out the same without this spacing, you just say A1 and B2. They are going to be put together without spacing, but we need the spacing, so it is necessary. So left is going to give us the left. In this particular case, it is going to give us the left 4 characters. If you say right, it is going to give us the right 4 characters. Yeah, that is working with right and left. Mid is going to give us the mid 5 and 6 characters. So it gives us what? The mid 5th and which other one? From A2, from 5th is D, up to 6 characters from starting from A5, from position 5. So here we are going to be given 6 characters from position 5. And that is what is going to be given for you. So that is working with left, right, and mid. Len is going to give us the length of a string. Search is going to search characters in a string. Trim is going to remove some string from some characters from a string. So we can work that out and see how it is going to give us. So this one has 12 characters. Search is going to search for us, and if you search this from here, it is appearing at position 9. And trimming, we want to trim H2. You trim, if you trim, it is going to give us what? It is going to give us something like this. Let me see. Trim H3 up to where there is what? Let me see. Oh, the spaces trim is going to remove spaces inside the string. For example, there is no space here. Here, let me see. Where the discussion of trimming is starting. Let me see. The trim function is very useful for cleaning all the spaces before and after a string. This is really important. Let me see. Trim H2. Okay, can you see the space before H2 is removed? The same here. The same here. So any space before a character is removed from existing. So that is working with the trim, and we have seen these other functions. So several of them. We have seen which functions. We have seen len, giving the length of a string, searching for a specific character in a string, trimming, removing spaces in a string. Among other functions that we have seen how to work with the mid. We have seen how to work to return the mid characters starting from a given position, and we have seen how to work with right, left to give some specific characters from either left or right, and we have seen also working with which other one? How to concatenate. Concatenate means joining strings together, and we have seen all of them using if function and I think we are done with that part. So our next part should start from financial functions. That is going to be in our next session. So the next session is going to start at financial functions. So thank you for the time that we have spent together in this session. Please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, the channel is My Graphics Office Solutions. Please subscribe to this channel so that you can get access of the other videos that I'm going to share with you. And if you have loved this video, please do like it and share with our friends so that we can get to learn together. So thank you, and see you in our next video. And until then, thanks.